been to their lighthouse on Talacre Beach, where the scene where the John and Stu Sutcliffe, Astrid and Cynthia break into a lighthouse, and Stu leaves the band, and then where they're playing around on the beach after it, and then the closing scene before the credits was filmed. So it's not Hamburg, it's over here in North Wales. Right, so in the shadow of Liverpool Cathedral lies St James's Gardens. Now, Gambier Terrace is over that way. Okay, so John and Stu would have saw this from the flat. The reason I brought you here, it's not a filming location in Backbeat, but in 1979, I think it was, there was another Beatles film called Birth of the Beatles. In one of the opening scenes, you see them on top of on top of this big tomb. The tomb in question was this. Now, obviously this isn't the tomb of Eleanor Rigby, that's in Walton. I've covered that on another video, but so you can get the details of that. But on top of there was like a fake name place, really, name plate, whatever you want to call it. It's a big slab. Said Eleanor Rigby, and John Lennon, the guy who played John Lennon, was on there with his bottle of booze. But yeah, like I said, not a Backbeat one, but another Beatles filming location, and I'm pretty sure they would have came down here at some point. Just another quick point of interest: Gambier Terrace is there, cathedral, and there's John Lennon and Stu Sutcliffe's Art College. This is 7 Percy Street, a flat that Stu and, according to some reports, John also shared. In December 1959, they were kicked out when it was discovered by the landlady that they'd been burning furniture to keep warm in the winter, and they moved round the corner to number 3 Gambier Terrace. As Rod Murray said, not the smartest of moves if you don't want your previous landlady to find you, as it's only around the corner, but rock and roll, eh? So also, I've took a photo of number 9 Percy Street, because there is a bit of a debate as to whether it was 7 or 9 Percy Street that they lived in. The book that I use for most of my Beatles stuff, The Beatles Liverpool, The Complete Guide by Ron Jones, does list it as number 7, but I've also seen a lot of things online stating that it was number 9 Percy Street, so I've took a photo of both. Right, so as with Percy Street, that one with the dark blue door, number 12 Cannon Street, was another house that Stu Sutcliffe lived in that wasn't used in making a Backbeat because it was before that time. So that's number 83 Cannon Street, so it's another house where Stu Sutcliffe had a flat, again not used during the film on the Backbeat, but as you can see, I mean, this area of Liverpool is classed as Toxteth, and it's just gorgeous. I know a lot of people think Toxteth, they think the riots, but it's just beautiful around here. You can see why there's so many movies filmed around here, especially like period, like Dickensian things. But yeah, it's absolutely beautiful around here. It was around here on Falkner Street where Paul McCartney, played by Gary Bakewell, they came back from Hamburg and they're all dejected and stuff because he just got deported. Paul's got a job as a delivery guy, and that was just over there somewhere. But there is something else on Falkner Street that you might find interesting. Okay, so behind that red door was Brian Epstein's flat. He used it to basically to take his lovers to. Homosexuality still being illegal in the UK at the time, and he didn't want his family knowing, so he hired that flat, well, rented that flat. Also, it was used as John and Cynthia's honeymoon flat, and it's where John wrote Do You Want to Know a Secret on the Please Please Me album. So number 36 Falkner Street. Right, so this building here used to be Liverpool College of Art, where John Lennon and Stu Sutcliffe had met and studied, where John met Cynthia as well. Next door to Paul McCartney's or what's now Paul McCartney's famed school, Lipper. It was the Liverpool and Chief Boys at the time, where Paul, George and Neil Aspinall were studying. And right in the distance over there, just at our right, what's that side because of the trees, was a Gambier Terrace. Alright, so just finishing this video here in St James's Gardens in the shadow of Liverpool Cathedral. I just want to dedicate this video to my friend Seth, who sadly passed away last weekend. He loved his music, he loved his baseball, he loved his airplanes, and he loved the Beatles. Absolutely loved talking to him about like the Beatles and baseball and music and airplanes. He was a really good guy. The world's lost a really great guy. That's all I can say. Rest in peace, Seth, and thank you for being such a good friend.